What's up, and welcome back to Section 6. So Section 6 is going to be about apps and Wi-Fi, two things that every traveler has had either issues with or stress with, or, they cause a lot of discomfort when we're traveling because we kind of need them to communicate. So let's get right into it. With apps, the first app you got to have, WhatsApp. Yes, that's an actual app. It's called WhatsApp. And it's basically the way the rest of the world outside of the United States keeps in contact with messaging when you only have Wi-Fi. So check it out. WhatsApp is the app, and it's a really good app. You can keep your own number, so you'll have the same number that you do in the United States. It'll just have like a little +1 in front of it, and you can talk and communicate with anybody abroad. It's awesome app to have, so make sure you download it. Next, you need to have, the latest Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat apps. This goes without saying for most travelers. So go ahead and make sure you download those and you have the newest version before you travel, because once you get overseas, a lot of things go on when you're trying to download this and download that. So just have it all downloaded before you leave, and it's a good idea. Next, I think I might have mentioned this earlier. So I always have Google Maps because Google Maps is great, right? Everybody loves Google Maps. However, you need to have a backup. So the backup is going to be maps.me. That's maps.me. Make sure you have this app also downloaded, because you can get offline maps just like Google Maps. So you always have a backup. Remember, I stressed that a lot in the first video, or in several of the videos. Always have a backup, because you never know when you're traveling. Stuff goes wrong all the time, and you need to make sure you're ready to go. So, after that, the next app I'm going to go over is one that some people are going to be interested in, some aren't, okay? So, Scribd. That's Scribd. Scribd. This is a really, really cool app, and what it is it's a monthly-based app, and the reason I use it is because it just gives me access to so many books. So when you're traveling, reading becomes a part of life for a lot of people, because after a while, you run out of movies. I know, and TV shows. I've pretty much seen them all. So once you run out of all these videos and TV shows, you got to find something else to do. So most of us start reading. So the cool thing about Scribd is it's a monthly program. It's only like $9.99 a month. That's 2 pints. So I think you can afford the $9.99 a month. So if you get it, it has a book for everything. I'm not kidding. The amount of books that this website gives you, or this app gives you access to, is crazy awesome. SEO 2020, or how to make a Facebook channel 2020, YouTube analytics 2020, how to fall in love with the next person you see 2020. It has so many good books to read. It has short ones, it has long ones, it has medium ones, has a bunch of audiobooks. So anything you want, this app generally has. I really like this. Check it out. Scribd. Really, really cool. I'll make sure I put it down below as well. Next is apps for money transfer. So when you're traveling abroad, a lot of times you'll meet some friends, and then they'll want to, you guys will want to split some stuff, but sometimes you can't split it, perfectly, or the hostel won't let you split rooms, so then one person has to pay, and you don't know how to get to it. So download these two, Cash App and Zelly. I believe I think it's Zelle, but Z-E-L-L-E. Zelly. So these two apps are really, really good to, if you have, 50, 60 bucks in them is generally what I hold in there, just so I can transfer it over to people really quick if they buy something and then I need to pay them back or something like that. So download those two apps, Cash App and Zelle. Next would be, one of these is really good. So Netflix, always have Netflix, because if you do have a Netflix account, or you have someone, remember, on a Netflix account, there can be like 5 different people on one account. So if you have a friend that has one, try to get the credentials before you leave, and then you can use it. You can download a whole bunch of movies before you go, and then you can have movies the whole time you're gone, which is great. And then there's another one called Tubi. Tubi. Check out this app. It's a really cool app. They even have a section that says not on Netflix, so it's a bunch of movies that aren't on Netflix. Really, really cool. Tubi. It's a really cool app. I figured it out lately from a friend. So check it out. Tubi and Netflix. Download those two apps. When it comes to accommodations, you know me. I'm at Hostelworld, Booking.com, Airbnb.com. you need to have those 3 apps. There's a couch surfing app as well. So make sure you have all your accommodation apps downloaded before you leave, the most recent version as well. The next one's a kind of a cool app. So remember earlier I talked about how you could have 2 phone numbers. So the reason 2 phone numbers helps, it's kind of a sly thing, but so first let's go over that Talk-A-Tone. Talk-A-Tone. So it's Talk-A-Tone. Look at this app, and you can get a free number through them, right? And you can message just like you would do anything else over Wi-Fi. What's cool about this having extra number is, first off, when you're out and you're meeting people, sometimes you get in a position where people want your number, and you get in a position where you're just like, you don't want to say no, but you don't really know how not to say no, and you're like, oh no. So if you have this extra number, you can just give them the number, and then if they text you right then to assure that that's your number, guess what? You get the text. And guess what? You can delete it once you're done. So it's a really cool way just to have an extra number. So then there's situations that we get into where having an extra number is definitely an advantage. So Talk-A-Tone, you can get a free number, and it's just an app, so then you can have it on your phone if you ever need it. So the last thing we'll talk about is Wi-Fi, obviously. Wi-Fi spots. Starbucks, KFC, Burger King, Mickey D's. These 4 generally have Wi-Fi all over the world. I'm talking India, Thailand, Vietnam, South Africa, throughout Europe, Southeast Europe, Russia. They all have one of these 4 generally. A funny thing is St. Petersburg, Russia had a Burger King. I didn't see that coming. But yeah, so all these places are going to have Wi-Fi. It's always good because then you know how to get your Wi-Fi, because as a traveler, you know you need Wi-Fi. So remember those 4 at all. Always remember those 4. And one cool thing about that is sometimes you'll need their app to do it. So go onto your app store. Maybe you download the McDonald's app or the Burger King app or the Starbucks app. So then you already have it downloaded just in case you need it when you get over there. I've definitely seen with McDonald's before, they want you to download that app before you can use their Wi-Fi. However, you can't download an app if you don't have Wi-Fi. So if you're sitting in the country and you don't have the app, then it can affect you. So keep that in mind. Let's see if there's anything else really. Wi-Fi is a big deal while traveling, not just because you need to stay in touch with friends, but the maps, yeah. So just to reiterate one more time with Wi-Fi, make sure you check out spots before you get to your place. So that's the reason having the offline maps is so good. Before you get to your place, go ahead and just look up and find a Starbucks, find a McDonald's, find these few things before you even get to there. So then you know, all right, I need to get from point A to point B, but if I need any Wi-Fi, I can get over here to point C, which will then allow me to get Wi-Fi so I can get in touch with the accommodations and figure out how to get there. So take precautions. These will help you. And I think that these little tips, you write them down, it could really help you in the future. So, yeah, stay tuned for Section 7's up next, and it's going to be a doozy. Section 7.